Alright, welcome back to some more Fantasy Noob content. So here we go. This isn't done long after. This video isn't done long after the draft, as I've simply waited for my draft recap, and the winner of the best draft was actually your boy, the guy who had a pick. He was actually 2 picks ahead of me, and it actually didn't work out the best for me in a lot of cases. He's also named Blake, which is actually kind of funny that my first, documented draft has another person named Blake in it. So, yeah, without a doubt, he had the best draft. He had an A-. I've very rarely seen A's given out. However, he does have a very good team. So, I just like to, shout out him as he had a very good draft. Projected to finish first, your boy crushed the draft. I don't know why he would be projected to do so well, which is kind of funny, but yeah, so these were his top 5 picks. So DeAndre Hopkins, Brandon Marshall, Devonta Freeman, LaShawn McCoy, and Greg Olsen. If I had my choice, DeAndre Hopkins would have went to my team, 100%. I really like DeAndre Hopkins. With Brock Osweiler throwing him the ball now, I think he's going to get even more points than projected. Honestly, I think he's going to be fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to showcase him a little bit. But here we go. So this is our report card for this here. So we got a B-. Typical noob fashion, we aren't going to get the best report card. The lowest on the scale was Nate's bold team at a D+, but he wasn't even in the draft. He wasn't there. He didn't participate. However, Richard's team, he actually was there, and we participated the entire time with him, and he still got a C-, which is kind of depressing for him, but, what do you do about it? So here we go. We got a B-. Our top 3 picks were AJ Green, Adrian Peterson, and Amari Cooper. I frankly, I'm not disappointed with my picks at all. I still think we are going to do okay. We had the last pick in the draft, so we have to accept the fact that we're not going to get a top 9 player, I guess, when we want to think about it negatively. With a projected finish of 4th, the Fantasy Noob won't go down easily. So, in summary, picking 10th, the Fantasy Noob put together a team that is expected to finish the season in a favorable spot. There's nothing to be said for a GM who flipped the bottom of the barrel pick into a projected 4th place finish. Now, like I said in my draft video, if you had watched the entire thing, I had actually stated that I would like to be top 3 in fantasy sports. However, with fantasy football, I would like to give myself a little bit of leeway and be top 4 to be projected 4th place in the Yahoo Public League, going 8-6 with a total of 1,546 points. I think that's pretty good. I'm very excited about this year. I'm very excited about the players that I have. And let's continue. They stocked up on pass-catching weapons early on, using 3 of their first 5 selections to pick up wide receivers AJ Green, Amari Cooper, and Golden Tate. They also have a quality group of running backs, as they added Adrian Peterson, Matt Forte, Melvin Gordon, and Amir Abdullah. Not bad, but you've still got room for improvement. Becoming a Toyota Hall of Famer would certainly qualify. Nominate yourself now. I will not be doing that, as I have nothing to show for it. However, that is almost the objective, in a way, of the Fantasy Noob. Maybe later on, I will do hockey drafts as the Fantasy Noob, and maybe even a basketball draft. I have 1 basketball team, and I think, frankly, that's because I feel like my team is so good we might make it to the finals. So simply I might just change the name of that team, but it kind of, depreciates from the whole drafting my own team kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, the schedule. Whether by good fortune or well-planned strategy, the Fantasy Noob has secured a favorable bye-week schedule for their superstars. Of their top 5 players in projected points, none share a common off week. Based on their opponent's projected points, they have the most daunting schedule. In addition to having the most demanding overall schedule, the Fantasy Noob also has the league's 2nd toughest first 4 games and most difficult last 4 games of the season. So that isn't exactly the most exciting thing ever. I'm probably facing your boy in the first 4 weeks then, and probably facing him again later on. So draft notes. Close to the vest, the Fantasy Noob was focused on a squad with minimal risk, grabbing 6 quote-unquote low-risk players out of 15 picks. A dominating pair, the Fantasy Noob has a pair of fantasy MVPs in their lineup. Last season, 2 of their players, Adrian Peterson and Gary Barnidge, finished among the top 20 players that were on the most first-place fantasy teams. My one and only. Ignoring roster depth, the Fantasy Noob chose only one player at 3 different positions: tight end, defense, and kicker, which is subject to change eventually. Returning to greatness, if special teams contributions count. In the Yahoo Public League, the Fantasy Noob may have found a gem in Amir Abdullah. Including his 596 projected return yards, he ranks 7th in the league with 1,544 all-purpose yards. And for player analysis, number 1 pick, A.J. Green. 185 excuses to cheer for A.J. Green. Green ranked 6th in the Yahoo League among wideouts with 185 projected fantasy points. Haters gonna hate. The rest of the Yahoo League overlooked a gem in the Fantasy Noob, made the swaggiest pick of the round by grabbing Adrian Peterson. Effective, efficient, and elite, Wilson joined Brady and Rodgers as the only QBs to throw for more than 25 touchdowns and have fewer than 10 interceptions last season. With the 5th pick, Golden Tate. Rethinking that one, Golden Tate may not justify his 50th overall draft pick if projections hold true. Currently, he is estimated to fall outside the NFL's top 20 in both yards, 21st with 1,041, and touchdowns, 28th with 6.8. And was Matt Forte the best choice at pick number 51? The Fantasy Noob apparently thinks so. The Jets' RB is projected to have 169 points this year, almost the same as his total from last season. And the best available, the Fantasy Noob has one weak area, wide receiver, that they may want to improve, and the top picks are Michael Thomas from the Saints, Philip Dorsett, a player that I had thought very highly of, at rank 120, playing for the Indianapolis Colts, Chris Hogan, who looks to have a Bills jersey, and Mohamed Sanu playing for the Atlanta Falcons, with an outdated picture from him on the Bengals when he was actually a really good player as well. And pick number minus ADP, blah, 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 a bunch of graphs. And that is all. So I think that is going to do it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. We are projected to finish 4th in the league, despite the fact that we did have the 6th best draft below your boy Aaron's team, Joe R., Rodney, and Rich, who all had B, B+, and A-. I think our team's pretty good. I'm not too worried. I'm really hoping that Golden Tate really lives up. I mean, you know, these are kind of like randomized draft summaries, really. But it does kind of suck that it would grade Golden Tate so low. But I do think he's going to be able to perform. I don't think the wide receivers that they have in Detroit right now are going to be much better with Marvin Jones and Anquan Bolden. I think Golden Tate is easily the best wide receiver there, and I think he's going to be able to produce just like he has his entire career, including what he had over in Seattle. So I'm not too worried about it. And I'm just going to go into this, hoping for the best. We're going to check the waiver wire. I will update you guys as best as I can with waiver pickups, any trades that are happening, whether or not I decline or accept them. Basically, it's going to happen over the course of a couple of days, and I might just give like a weekly recap or something like that, something that can facilitate an actual full-length video. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far, and I shall see you in the next one when we actually begin to start the season. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Bye.